Family is Providence. Thanks for tuning in. I'm sure you've heard the saying by now, you either die a hero or live long enough to become the villain. But I want to suggest to you that sometimes you can live long enough to see yourself become the hero too. And I think 6ix9ine might just be in his hero era. Providence, what do you mean by that? What I mean is, I'm sure we're all aware in 2018, 2019, when 6ix9ine snitched, went into prison, came out of prison, everybody and their mama, rappers, mainstream media, hip hop personalities was like, yo, we ain't rocking with 6ix9ine no more. He couldn't get playlisting. And not everybody turned on 6ix9ine. There was a lot of fans that stuck with him. I for one, don't care about that street life, never cared about it. I still continue to listen to 6ix9ine songs. Periodically, I still go back and listen to his songs. He had, in my opinion, a lot of classics. But a lot of people, even people who weren't street, kind of felt like they had to get on that wave because 6ix9ine was like the first real rapper we saw cold hard on the stand snitching. Not to mention 6ix9ine had kind of did it to himself a little bit because he was a troll on the internet, always beefing with random different rappers. So when it became clear that he snitched, he was an easy target. People lined up to stone him, said we got to get him out of here. However, in the subsequent years that passed, lo and behold, rappers started folding. And it became clear that 6ix9ine wasn't the only rapper that when faced with pressure was gonna snitch. We saw Gunna take his Alfred plea. We've seen street dudes in YSL, Lil Woody. We saw an interrogation video, or at least heard the audio of Young Thug making questionable statements while he was being interrogated. And recently we heard that Gucci Mane gave a statement that led to Pooh Shiesty being indicted, and then dropped a song where he very clearly and very plainly dry snitched on Gucci and dry snitched on Pooh Shiesty and said exactly what happened between the two. And so then it became a little harder to come with the same energy that people had with 6ix9ine. See, with 6ix9ine, it was easy to get him up out of here. He was a troll. We didn't like him, but a lot of people love Gunna. I mean, Gunna making that great music. Oh, stop listening to Gunna. Oh, that's kind of hard. A lot of people love Young Thug. He's a legend in Atlanta. Stop listening to Young Thug. Ooh, I don't know. We might have to just sweep that one under the rug. Gucci? Come on, Gucci's a legend, beloved. Now, I am hearing some people, to be honest with you, call Gucci out, but still, the energy isn't anywhere close to what it was with 6ix9ine. So it became clear that people were picking and choosing when they were going to enforce these street rules in hip hop. What am I saying? Simply this: the hypocrisy was real. They had all the smoke for 6ix9ine, and they had no smoke for none of these other rappers when they got caught up in their own snitch allegations. But now the very interesting thing happened last night. Young Thug, who was notoriously very critical of all snitches, right? And that would include 6ix9ine, debuted a new hairstyle in Coachella, popped out with full rainbow hair. Now we know who popularized the rainbow hair look. We know that's a 6ix9ine look. We all know that's the first major personality, especially in hip hop, we saw rock rainbow hair. And now Young Thug, who's anti-snitch, is very clearly rocking the 6ix9ine look. And Young Thug isn't stupid. He knows very well what people are going to say. He knows who popularized this look. What's Young Thug doing? Is he trolling 6ix9ine? Don't tell me he's just decided to just make his hair rainbow because, he just thought it'd be cool. Young Thug's always trying to make statements, and he knows how people are going to interpret what he's doing. But I just found it very interesting that it seems now, whether people want to admit it or not, 6ix9ine is the hero in all of this. Because y'all went from, we can't listen to his music, he needs to be canceled, to realizing, dang, we ain't really being consistent in canceling these other rappers like we did with him. And now these same rappers that had all the smoke for 6ix9ine when he was a snitch, now they're dressing like him. Now they're putting on rainbow colored hair like him. Listen, I just think that at the end of the day, we all need to apologize to 6ix9ine. Again, like I said, I never stopped listening to 6ix9ine, but as a whole, As a culture, we said, look, man, we done with you. And we all need to call up 6ix9ine, say, yo, 6ix9ine, get into the studio, drop an album. Let's push it. Let's make sure that joint hits the billboards, because we did you wrong. We said you was lame, corny for snitching, right? There was people who was making fun of his rainbow hair when you first popped out with all that. And now we ain't had the same energy for rappers that snitch since, and some of these same rappers that hate snitches is rocking the same rainbow hair. Apologize to 6ix9ine, man. Apologize to that man, because 6ix9ine was the villain who lived long enough to see himself become the hero. And I ain't gonna lie, if I'm 6ix9ine, I am both frustrated and flattered. I'm happy if I'm 6ix9ine, seeing the culture come back around and kind of recognize that I was right, even imitate the way I look. But at the same time, I'm like, damn, y'all crucified me and got me up out of there, made my career take a significant hit. In many respects, he haven't even fully recovered from that significant hit musically, only to turn around and recognize that I was right and start imitating the way I look from people who were anti-snitch. I'd be kind of tight, because if I'm 6ix9ine, I feel like I lost out on millions because of this cultural hit, only to watch the significant bounce back. And I still think it ain't over really for 6ix9ine. I don't know how much he loves doing music anymore. I think right now he's really kind of locked in on streaming and popping up with just different media personalities. And again, he's an interesting guy. People are always going to want to listen to him speak. And so he's always going to have that lane, because he just has an it factor. He's an entertaining person. But musically, he took a hit and hasn't quite recovered. And now he gets to sit back and watch the culture realize, dang, man, this kid 6ix9ine might have, at the end of the day, like, probably didn't deserve to get canceled. And honestly, if you're Young Thug, you should be embarrassed. He's probably not going to be embarrassed about this, but I think this is an example of Young Thug yet again bungling his recovery post being in prison. It's been a significant fall off. The music hasn't been great. You went hard with this snitching situation with Gunna. Gunna's the one making all the hits, still way more musically relevant, one of the most musically relevant artists coming out of Atlanta. Y'all, a lot of Atlanta rappers haven't been able to find the hits that y'all had before. So the music is in decline. You're looking like you're a contradiction with your own snitch allegations. And now you come out looking like the most well-known snitch in the game. Like, I just don't understand. Like, how could you be so tone deaf? The other day, he released a clip of him dancing to a song that just sounded beyond awful. And folks was in the studio kind of trying to act like it was good. Now let's keep it real, man. Is there anybody in Young Thug's corner saying, bro, this probably ain't a good look? Is there anyone speaking truth to him? The fall off is inevitable. In the words of J. Cole. I don't know, man. Young Thug, I just think this is embarrassing. My personal thoughts. Maybe some of y'all will say it ain't that big of a deal. If Young Thug wants to walk around with rainbow colored hair, he can do that. And I agree with that. He can. But it's just painfully ironic. Let's at least leave it there. Can we agree? At least it's painfully ironic. And if I'm 6ix9ine, I'm going to have fun with this. I haven't seen a response video to this yet, but if I'm 6ix9ine, I'm roasting the living hell out of Young Thug. Y'all hated me, now y'all want to be me. Would you look at that? Anyway, it's been Providence. These are my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next video.